Morning. Today we're going to learn the fine art of proper packing. Proper packing means you're going to put your two ends in with your next two ends, and then you're going to tape it. Another important part of packing is, if there's writing on the box, make sure that it's the proper way. Nothing's worse than somebody picking up a box, the writing is upside down, we flip it over, and things get broken. So I always advise three pieces of tape will hold it best. One down the middle and two off side. And here you have a box that's going to support all the weight when we fill it, to line the bottom of the box properly and get it cushioned. Think of it as like bubble wrap, but we're going to use paper. We're going to create air pockets. And here you have a properly lined box with air pockets to help cushion the dishes. What you want to do is keep in mind that all glass must be on its edge. We're going to start with the heaviest pieces first. We're going to end up with 3 layers of dishes in a box this size. So what you'll want to do is you're going to grab pieces that fit together, because the more you put together, the more cushioning you're creating. So when you have your Pyrex dishes and you're putting one inside the other, you've now used 2 sheets of paper. And now we're going to put it on its side in the box. As you are doing dishes, if you were washing dishes, and if you had a dish and it fell out of your hands and it fell flat, it would shatter. The whole idea when you're putting dishes on their side is that if it falls and it hits, and if the box drops, it will only go like this, it will spin, you won't have the damage. Going flat, it will shatter all over. When you're doing plates, again, you'll want to do it in multiples. I always say multiples of 3 or 4. 3 or 4 is going to give you extra packing. You want to put a sheet of paper in between each plate. This is going to give you the ultimate protection. And when we have 4 plates, you're going to pull the sides in. You're going to roll it and wrap it. And again, we're placing these dishes on their edge. We want to make sure that it's on the cushioning to protect it, so that if for any reason the box slips, if there's any banging over curbs, it's protected. You can put in different size plates. We have, again, I'm using a full sheet of paper. This is a good size. Even for a smaller plate, make sure we're getting the ultimate, because if you notice where I'm putting this part down on the bottom, it's protected not just by the 4 sheets of paper, but because I've wrapped it, is now protected by at least 8 sheets of paper. Keep it simple. Keep it 3 to 4 sheets of paper. If you get any more dishes than that, then you're making it too heavy. You're making it more awkward when you get to the other end and you have to unpack it. So keeping those things in mind will help you to pack the proper box. As you can see, everything is on their edge as I put it in. And making sure that it's a very full box will eliminate damage. Where damage can happen is if there's gaps and holes. When it comes to doing your bowls, make sure, again, we're going to use the same idea. We're going to put 2 or 3 bowls together to give us that extra protection and padding with paper. We're going to wrap them up, and again, we're going to put them on their side. This is great, what we call base for packing. It's the heavier pieces. You want it on the bottom. You don't want this kind of stuff part way up the box. We want it at the bottom because we want to leave the next couple of layers for the lighter weight items. Yeah. Get to the point where, gee, there's little tiny pieces of air left. Don't leave these spaces or these gaps open. A coffee cup is perfect. What you'll want to do, you put your coffee mug on its side, pull your ends in, and roll it. This will give you, put it in the spot that's left, because if you have space, dishes can move, and that's where you'll get your damage. We finished this layer. We want to prepare ourselves for the next layer. You're going to, again, create cushioning. We want to roll that paper. We want to protect the top sides of what we've already placed in the bottom. And there we have it protected, and we're ready for level 2. Okay, as we start to do the second layer, these are the items you might want to consider putting in your second layer. You want to go to the next size, smaller dish. You don't want the really heavy stuff on the second layer. You want to have smaller plates. You want to have smaller bowls. You can put some glasses or some mugs, or we'll use some vases. Vases are great for those little bit of space that you have left over. They're good fillers, and again, we can protect it properly. Keeping in mind everything that has an opening, like a vase, a mug, or a glass, always, I tell people, it's bottoms up. This is the most sturdy part of any glass, mug, or vase. If it's upside down, it's not going to break as it hits. If you lay it on its side, it can cause crushing, and if you put it this way, stuff can penetrate inside. And believe it or not, the bottom isn't the hardest, sturdiest part of the glass. It's the opening. So again, you're going to start, you're going to layer your dishes using 3 to 4 at a time for the maximum protection, pulling in the sides and rolling it. Again, we're putting it on its side on top of the other dishes on the bottom row. We'll go to our bowls. And everything we do, we're going to line it up. It's going to look neat and tidy in that box. And neat and tidy is part of the way it will stay safe and protected. While doing our vases, you put it on an angle. You wrap the over it, pull the ends in. Because the most protection you want to create is at the sides, because it's next to more glass. Keeping in mind the bottom of this vase is the strongest, the top that we've made the bottom, and the bottom is the weakest, and we've put it at the top. This way we can still continue to stack for our third level. So you want to take, okay, there, level 2 is now complete. And we will put another row of cushioning to protect it before we start our third level. And now we are ready for on the third and top row. We want the lightweight stuff, maybe the stuff that just isn't as big, and mugs, glasses, wine glasses, little bowls, fancy cups and saucers. It's the perfect items for the top of a box. So keeping in mind, again, we're going to start at the corner. You want to protect that handle, so make sure you start with the handle. It will eventually have the most wrapping and protection if you stand on it. start with that. So you just wrap it, roll it, and put it on its side. When you do a glass, same idea. Put it on the corner, wrap it, start to wrap it, pull your sides in, and roll it. Because now, what you're doing is providing cushioning between the two glasses. Our biggest challenge, people think they'll work perfectly if we pack them. And we just sort of lay them on their side and we go like this and it will make a pretty box. The problem is, when we finish this box, and if we stack more boxes on top, it can add pressure. Pressure's going to break the stem. So again, I go back to the old rule, it's bottoms up. This is the best way to protect your wine glasses and put them at the top of a box. You want to, as I said before, start at the corner. You want to start to roll, because our goal is to put all that extra paper and cushioning where the stem is. And then I want them, you put them right standing bottoms up and line them up. I guarantee they're going to make it safely. Different sizes, just making sure that they all fit and they're below the top of the box. So as I finish this box, I go, oh, didn't all come to the top. How am I going to finish filling it? You can never leave it like this. If I close it, it can create crushing. You have two choices. You can either say, we'll grab some of the tea towels, or the towels out of your linen closet, and you can provide topping and cushioning, which these will do, or you'll use paper. Crunch it up, follow it up. We want to make sure that there's no dead space. Every box should be filled to the top. Again, if you leave space at the top, when we close it, it can be crushed if there's heavier boxes put on top. This box is now ready to go. So I want to take my piece of tape off the side that I've secured my sides. I want to close it. Again, I don't want to beer box it. Beer box it will make it tippy. We want to put 2 ends and 2 ends, and we want to use our tape again. And again, my suggestion is always 3 pieces of tape. Now, this is going to be for your benefit, as well as ours if you want us to place it in the spot. Make sure you label every box, and don't put it in tiny writing. Let's put writing for the movers to see, and for you to see. So we want to label, is it the kitchen? Or whatever room it came out of or you want it to go to. You want to put a little note, what's in here? Nothing's worse than when you get to the other end, you start to unpack, and the first thing you want is the coffee pot and the cups. So I'm going to label that I put dishes, mugs, glasses, a few vases, and the wine glasses. This is for your benefit when you go looking to unpack. This telling us which room is for our benefit, because if we're going to move it there, let's put it in the right room. Let's not make you have to move these boxes around later on. Our goal will be to try and put all the boxes in the proper room. When you go to unpack, then you'll know what boxes you want to unpack first.